After finally achieving Ultra Instinct, thanks to his training and the sight of his father in a critical state, the second episode begins. Goten gazes at Whis with eyes full of confidence, while Whis himself is astonished by the boy's rapid growth. But suddenly, Goten turns toward his father and sees him lying on the ground, his body writhing in pain from a mysterious blow. Tears well in his eyes, his voice trembles. Then suddenly, he explodes with a piercing scream, unleashing his rage fused with perfected Ultra Instinct. Existence itself trembles around him. His energy surges in terrifying waves, shaking both earth and sky. Even Whis finds no chance to explain that he is behind what is happening. Goten continues screaming, his aura expanding with each moment, radiating waves so overwhelming that everyone can feel them. On Earth, his friends freeze in place, their eyes wide in shock. Each of them reacts in disbelief, but none more than Vegeta, whose heart is consumed by a tangled mix of fear and curiosity. He mutters to himself, "Impossible! Could that child have truly reached Ultra Instinct?" On Beerus's planet, the god of destruction shifts uncomfortably in his seat. What is this strange sensation? Whis has betrayed me. Did he go to finish training that child? And in Zeno's palace, Goten's energy reaches even there. The Grand Priest senses it and raises his head seriously for a moment. But when Zeno innocently asks, "What's that?" he answers with a dismissive smile. "Nothing, just a passing tremor." Back on Earth, the friends finally arrive at Goten's location. Light engulfs him entirely, his perfected aura blazing like a newborn sun that cannot be extinguished. They all stand stunned. Vegeta in particular is frozen, his face pale as he mutters to himself, "Impossible! Goten, he reached Ultra Instinct before me? How could this happen?" The others are no less shaken. Gohan gasps, "No way, this isn't normal energy, it's just like what Dad did." Piccolo furrows his brows. "He's changed. I can't read his energy anymore. This is something entirely different." Krillin begins sweating as he looks from Goten to Goku's battered body. "Goten, what's happening? Can you hear me?" But Goten does not answer, nor even acknowledge them. His eyes are locked solely on Whis, staring with strange confidence, as though sharing a secret hidden from everyone else. Unable to bear his silence, Gohan steps forward and shouts, "Whis, what happened here? What happened to my father?" Whis slowly turns, smiling calmly as always, and replies, "Stay calm, there's no time to explain now. Something big is about to happen." Vegeta continues staring between Goten and Goku, bitterness gnawing at him like never before. A lump forms in his throat. That kid, he has achieved what I've chased for years, right before my eyes. And Kakarot lies broken on the ground. What happened here? Suddenly, Goten raises his finger toward Whis. A deadly silence spreads across the battlefield. Even Whis widens his eyes slightly, something he almost never does. The friends freeze, unable to grasp what the boy intends, but Goten stands firm, finger-pointed, his eyes unblinking, radiating boundless confidence. In less than the blink of an eye, Goten vanishes, only to appear before Whis, mere centimeters away. Everyone is stunned. Even Vegeta, who had grown used to unimaginable speed, cannot comprehend what just happened. Whis himself thinks as he stares at the boy before him, "Impossible, this speed. It far surpasses Goku's even in Ultra Instinct." Before he can recover, Goten charges his fist and drives it directly at Whis's face. The force is shocking, so much that Whis himself doesn't evade in time. His head jerks back for a moment under the impact. The friends cry out together, "Impossible! He hit Whis?" Whis wipes the spot of the strike with his hand, then speaks with an uncharacteristically cautious calm. "So, you're trying to use me as a test for your new power? Very well then." He lifts his hand slowly and adds, "I'll use just 10%. In an instant, Whis unleashes a blinding surge of energy, an attack too fast for the eye to follow. But Goten blocks it effortlessly with a single finger. Calmly, without effort, the words fall from everyone's lips in disbelief. Even Vegeta cannot shout. His eyes tremble as he whispers to himself, "This child, he's surpassed even the level of angels?" Whis narrows his eyes slightly, for the first time showing true seriousness, and says, "It seems what comes next will be far more dangerous than I expected." Very well, let's raise it to 20%. In a single instant, Whis vanished completely, and a dazzling aura burst forth, filling the battlefield. Everyone was stunned by the sheer speed, but the true shock was that Goten had vanished as well. Nothing remained in the arena but the terrifying echoes of violent collisions reverberating in every direction. Their strikes clashed at unimaginable speed, shattering the ground beneath them and tearing the sky apart with blinding flashes. The others could see nothing but flickers of light. Piccolo, I can't see anything. They're disappearing and reappearing in fractions of a second. Vegeta, shaken, thinking to himself, impossible. This speed, it surpasses even Kakarot and the angels. Suddenly, Goten appeared right behind Whis and slammed him with a brutal punch. Whis crashed into the ground with colossal force, shaking the entire planet. Dust shot into the air. Silence fell over the battlefield. Gohan, shocked as he tries to make sense of it all. Goten's power. This isn't just training or luck. Maybe what happened to our father triggered this emotional surge inside him. Meanwhile, Krillin rushed toward Goku, quickly gave him a senzu bean, and slowly, Goku's breathing began to return. Though still exhausted, he managed a faint smile as he looked at his son through the smoke. With a weak, raspy voice, he said to Krillin, "Look at him, he's stronger than me now. I'm proud of him." While this unfolded, Goten walked slowly, confidently toward Whis. Each step he took sent crushing pressure rippling outward, as though the world itself grew heavier. Whis rose carefully from the ground, staring at Goten with an expression of rare astonishment. This boy, his power isn't just instinct. It's something beyond instinct itself. In Zeno's palace, Zeno sat on his throne, watching the battle with childlike delight, clapping his small hands in joy. The Grand Priest, however, was the complete opposite. His face grim, his thoughts troubled. What Whis is doing exceeds his boundaries. This is reckless. He was never ordered to push this child's power to such extremes. Moreover, angels are forbidden from fighting. The punishment, Whis, will be severe. Back on Earth, Whis stood before Goten, tightening his grip on his angelic staff. Speaking with rare seriousness, he declared, "I will not exceed 30%, any more might destroy your body. Let's see if you are truly worthy of this power." He suddenly raised his staff, unleashing waves of energy that nearly split the horizon apart. With blinding speed, he lunged and struck at Goten. In less than a heartbeat, Goten disappeared and reappeared behind Whis. No one could understand what had just happened, and suddenly, the staff was no longer in Whis's hand. It was Goten who held it, calmly, effortlessly. Everyone froze in shock. Krillin trembling, "Impossible! Just touching it should crush any living being." Gohan and Piccolo exchanged stunned glances. For the first time in thousands of years, Whis's eyes widened in disbelief. This can't be. The staff weighs millions of tons. No one should be able to lift it. How? But Goten said nothing. He held the staff as though it were nothing more than a feather in his hand. Goku, who had regained full consciousness thanks to the senzu bean, gazed at his son with tears in his eyes and whispered, "That's the secret of his strength. It isn't just raw power, it's his heart. His emotions unleashed it. I fear this path might consume him. I can't promise the ending will be in his favor." Vegeta turned sharply toward Kakarot, his eyes burning. "So that's it. The damage Kakarot suffered awakened something in the boy. I can't stand watching this." Trunks, who had once mocked Goten, clenched his fists as his thoughts raced. "You really did it, Goten. I mocked you, trusted my father, but your father was wiser than mine after all." Whis, his gaze fixed on the boy holding the staff, spoke in a heavy, warning tone. "That staff, it is no toy, Goten. If you fail to control it, its power will turn against you. My advice, drop it now." But Goten remained utterly silent, only his eyes, burning with cold confidence, locked onto Whis. Then, he attacked. With terrifying precision and overwhelming force, Goten struck with the staff. Whis defended, but for the first time, blood spilled and fatigue showed on his body. Krillin, screaming, "Impossible! Whis is bleeding! Am I dreaming?" Gohan was speechless, while Piccolo narrowed his eyes. The staff, it's amplifying Goten's power to insane levels. This is what threatens the balance. But Goten wasn't listening. Each blow with the staff shook the earth, his raw emotions fueling his strength further. Blood dripping from his mouth, Whis thought to himself, I never wanted to harm him, that's why I refuse to go beyond 30%, even if that choice makes me the prey of his strength. Then came the decisive moment. Goten slammed Whis to the ground, the staff pointed straight at his chest, as though ready to end the fight. Everyone froze in place. And suddenly, Beerus appeared, brought swiftly by the Supreme Kai. Beerus's voice roared like thunder. What madness is this? Whis, defeated. He looked upon the injured Whis, then turned his gaze to Goten, whose face was set in stone, his eyes glowing with the brilliance of perfected Ultra Instinct. Beerus froze for a moment at the horror of what he saw, then his voice trembled as he muttered, This can't be. This child has reached a level that even threatens my position. Everyone turned to Beerus, waiting for his reaction. Goten remained silent. Slowly he turned toward Beerus. His eyes glowed with the light of perfected instinct. Beerus roared like thunder. I knew it was, you would betray me. You helped him reach this level behind my back? I will not forgive you, and I will show no mercy to any of you. Even you, Goku, you're to blame. You brought your wicked son into my realm. Goku, struggling to rise, whispered. Beerus, stop. But suddenly Whis shouted for the first time in a firm tone. Stay away from him, Beerus. I warn you. Do not come any closer. Everyone froze. Even Beerus widened his eyes in astonishment. What did you say? You warned me. Have you lost your mind, Whis? Whis, solemn for the first time, admitted in a trembling voice. Goten's power has reached approximately 35% of my maximum strength. He is now even superior to Goku in his final forms. Everyone was stunned. Krillin, impossible. 35% of Whis's power. That means he's a monster beyond reason. Goten in shock. My brother surpassed Dad? Beerus furrowed his brow, rage building within him. You dare say this child threatens me? I am the god of destruction. Whis, in a deep voice. You don't understand. His blood boils within him. His emotions now control the instinct. If you approach, he may see you as an enemy, and he may harbor ill intent toward you, which could mean your end, Beerus. A deadly silence fell. Beerus trembled slightly, an emotion he had not known for millions of years, humiliation and the threat of being looked down upon. He clenched his fist and shouted violently, Impossible! I will not allow my pride to be defeated by a child. Goten's slow steps toward Beerus were like knives piercing his pride. Beerus hesitated. He knew retreat would brand him a coward, and advancing might lead to public humiliation. Cold sweat ran down his brow. He had not felt this since time immemorial. Finally, Beerus shouted at the top of his lungs and charged a devastating destructive energy that filled the sky. Enough of your games, child. He dashed with faster-than-light speed and struck Goten squarely on the brow. But Goten did not move. The blow glanced off as if it had touched emptiness. Silence fell. All the friends were struck dumb with shock. Even Whis could not believe his eyes. In Zeno's palace, the Daishinkan watched the scene with wide eyes. The corruption has occurred. If I intervene now, Zeno will hold me accountable. If I let this escalate, Universe 7 might collapse entirely. Beerus, face swollen with fury and shame, screamed madly as he unleashed a torrent of violent punches, such speed that the air itself ruptured. But Goten calmly and gracefully evaded them all, as if he were playing. Goku, this is madness. He's dodging the god of destruction's blows like they're nothing. Vegeta's eyes flared with anger and jealousy. Whis stood ready to intervene, but Beerus's thundering command sliced through the air. No one interfere. If anyone intervenes now, I will not hesitate to destroy this entire universe. I want no pity, Whis. His words were harsh and heavy, filled with long-buried contempt. What Beerus did not know was that he stood on the brink of a genuine danger that would overturn the balance. Suddenly, as if the earth itself sighed, Goten surged and struck Beerus, sending him flying until he crashed into a wall and was buried in dust. Goten stood over him, his eyes blazing with aura. He slowly raised his hand, charged with a concentrated, dark energy, and pointed it at Beerus's face. Then, after a long silence, he finally spoke. You were the first obstacle in my path to achieve my dream. Now I will be the first to cut your life's path short forever.